Why in the F is that security guard all up on Sophie Cunningham? And look, I think there is a reason she got up in Sophie's face. And I don't think there was any need to sort of bow up to Sophie like that. I don't think, and to Sophie's credit, she did not back down at all.
Playoff wins are supposed to be moments of pure celebration, but instead of headlines about game-winning steals or clutch performances, fans were left asking one question: why was Sophie Cunningham injured in a leg brace and standing on the sidelines, treated like a threat by her own league's security? It was the kind of bizarre, uncomfortable scene that didn't just go viral online. It set off a firestorm that revealed much deeper issues inside the WNBA. But that confrontation was only the beginning of a much bigger story.
Oh, Sophie, you're like that? Yeah, Chloe, she's like that. She's like that. She ain't moving. Oh, and then she puts her hands on the hip. Let me talk to your manager. Oh, shit. All right, Sophie, say no more. Say no more. Now, when your teammate gets injured, you're allowed to hop on the court and just to see if your teammate's doing good. So, injured, healthy. So, Chloe, Sophie, they had every right to be on the court over here.
The Indiana Fever had finally done it. After years of struggle, they pulled off a dramatic playoff victory that should have been the talk of the league. The crowd was on its feet, players were celebrating, and even with stars like Caitlyn Clark sidelined, the team had shown grit and resilience. But while the cameras should have been locked on Lexi Hall's clutch steal or Aaliyah Boston's dominance, all eyes shifted to something else entirely: Sophie Cunningham. Injured, rocking a bulky leg brace, Sophie wasn't rushing onto the court or starting trouble. She was just there, supporting her teammates. And yet, a league security guard stormed up to her as if she had broken some unspoken rule. The guard barked at her, postured like she was a danger, and refused to back off. The contrast was surreal. A clearly injured player simply standing mid-court, suddenly treated like a problem. Sophie's expression said it all: puzzled, annoyed, and then that unmistakable glare fans know all too well. And when that moment hit social media, the reaction was explosive.
They hate Sophie Cunningham because she's white, she's beautiful, all these things, right? Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100, as they say. Sophie Cunningham is the most beautiful woman in this league. All right, she's the hottest woman in this league, and they're mad they can't be her.
Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. Fans clipped Sophie's glare, shared it on Twitter, and plastered it across Instagram and YouTube. The reaction wasn't mixed. It was pure outrage. Supporters couldn't believe what they were seeing. Comment sections filled up instantly. Why is Sophie being harassed? How does this make any sense? This isn't enforcement. This is harassment. Hashtags like #FreeSophie and WNBA Exposed started trending within hours. The moment overshadowed the Fever's win and became the viral headline of the night. But if you think this was just about one security guard going rogue, you'd be wrong. Because the anger tapped into a much deeper frustration fans have had with the WNBA for years.
So Odyssey Sims goes down hard, and Sophie Cunningham, Caitlyn Clark, Chloe Bibby are waiting for her at half court, and the cop tries to get Sophie Cunningham to move. Sophie Cunningham was like, "You're not gonna get me to move. I'm waiting for Odyssey." And you could see during the review, look at Sophie Cunningham clapping, not moving, waiting for her teammate. That's the Fever for you.
To many fans, Sophie's treatment wasn't an isolated mistake. It was part of a disturbing pattern. The WNBA, they argued, has a history of protecting certain players while targeting others. Think about it. When stars like Angel Reese or Paige Buchers show passion, they're celebrated for their swagger and leadership. But when Sophie, injured and barely able to move, simply stands firm for her teammates, suddenly she's painted as the villain. That double standard didn't sit well with fans. It wasn't just about Sophie. It was about how narratives change depending on who the player is and whether they fit the league's preferred image.
Folks, I didn't realize how much fun I would have watching these people break down. It's a meltdown. It's a meltdown on Twitter today. It's embarrassing to a certain extent. Not for me, for them. And then we got the Caitlyn Clark and the Indiana Fever getting booed as they're getting off their court.
The truth is, the WNBA has been struggling with how to handle outspoken, marketable stars. Instead of embracing players who stir conversation, the league often seems to treat them like problems. Caitlyn Clark, the biggest draw in women's basketball, has taken harder fouls than anyone else, shoved, hacked, taunted, with refs barely blowing the whistle. Fans see it, and frustration builds. Meanwhile, Sophie has long been cast as the league's villain, no matter what she does. Here's the irony: these are the very players the WNBA should be celebrating. They're popular, they're marketable, they drive ticket sales and engagement. And yet, instead of embracing them, the league often marginalizes them. But Sophie's response in this particular moment showed exactly why her fan base only grows stronger every time she's singled out.